So, Mohammed, I know that you have an interest in helping parents with communication skills. So, can you give me an overview or some ideas about what that looks like or what that means?
So I'm talking here about my personal experience. There's some simple facts or simple concepts. If parents get to know them, it makes the communication skills very easy. Kids expect that their parents to set limits. That's something a lot of parents don't know, although they try to protest it. They're always trying to violate these limits. Kids also are manipulators. There's certain kinds at every age
Hmm.
that if you know it and you pick on it, it will make it helpful for you to tackle it. So those are the big things which could be very easy for the parents to handle when they're communicating with their kids.
Sure. What kind of limit setting would work for what age group do you think?
Once you start first grade, that's a good time to start setting limits because it's going to be easy for you to build a routine with your kid.
The situation is, let's say a parent is taking their son or daughter to swimming, and initially the kid doesn't want to leave and says, I don't want to leave, I'm playing with my friends. So if parents set up a good routine and set good limits at home on a regular basis, then the child is much more likely to listen. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. And then they know there's going to be a consequence after you start the timeout process. It is an amazing process. It takes some time, but it needs consistency. It's hard initially, but as long as you have the consistency, you feel the beauty of it.
And how can we help parents to stick it out, right? I think a lot of parents, like you're saying, they start to apply something like this, but then it doesn't work right away, or they struggle, or it's frustrating to them, and they say, well, whatever, it doesn't work. How can we help parents stick it out, just like you're saying, so that eventually they reap the benefits?
So, out of personal experience with my kids, when I start, it is challenging in the beginning, but you start feeling the benefit of the process. That's something gets you like a positive feedback or encouragement.
Sure.
This needs to be done over and over again. For example, if your kids are going to on a vacation away from you for 2 weeks, you need to put in mind that you're gonna need to start the process, not from the right beginning, but from somewhere that so you don't get frustrated.
I see. So it's the repetition, it's the practicing over and over again that gets the child to learn how to do this, and then maybe eventually they do it for themselves. Like when they're older, do they hopefully apply some of these skills?
Exactly, and it gets part of their personality.
What's an example of limit setting? You said something about setting limits. What would that look like, or how would the parent actually apply this? Just from what your experience.
So, like for example, like the kids coming from school, they will like to watch TV, be on their iPad,
Sure.
whatnot.
Sure.
So, if you start breaking down the routine for them, when you come from school, you do this, you do that, and you do the other thing, and you set the routine, but you still or you set the limit, but you still give them the control. You let them pick and choose which order you will like to do the routine. Once they violate the routine, that's when they break the limit, and then when you start start trying to reset the limit or trying to do the timeout.
So what are some good consequences that parents could apply with their kids?
It depends on the age. It's either you can do the regular timeout with the 1 minute corresponding to the age, like if you're 4 years, 4 minutes, 5 years,
I see.
5 years.